Welcome back to Busted Open. Mortman, LaGreca, and once again, thrilled to have the Bellas in studio. Of course, you know, if you think about the time period, Total Divas Season 2 premiering this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on the E! Network.
Yes.
Nikki, Bree, what's up, gals?
Hello.
Great to see you guys
Good to
again.
see you, too.
Thank you. Yeah, just trying to stay warm in New York City.
You know, you missed it because we actually had a spell of warm weather, and then you came and it hits 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we heard.
It's just this dark cloud that always follows Bree around. That's what happened.
Whoa!
You know, that's my twin sister, my tag partner.
No
Don't
doubt.
you guys they're starting a drama already. You know,
Right?
we can't even wait till Sunday.
Yeah,
and
we
it's
can't
drama
wait till
already.
Sunday.
You already
Let's
get a
do it
taste
now.
now.
So, Season 2, you guys are back at it again. Let's just start with like a little primer. You know, lots of changes. It seems like JoJo's out, Summer Rae's in. And I'm interested, let's start with some of the other folks. I'm interested in the dynamic between Eva Marie and Summer Rae because it seems like those are two badasses that want to just stir up stuff.
You are correct.
Yes. I think, them, they're the two new girls, and Bree, Natty, and I have been here for almost 7 years, or Natty's been here about 7 years. And then you have the Funkadactyls that have been here a few years. So I don't know if it's maybe like, okay, we're the new girls, so let's, partner up and let's try to make the old ones mad. I don't know.
Who knows? Or maybe they're frenemies. Maybe they're both really enemies and they're trying to
Yeah,
make
they're
it work
both like,
out.
because they know there's like that new girl spot. So maybe
Yeah.
they're like secretly behind each other's back. Like, I want that spot.
And see, that's so different than guys because guys get along. Doug and I, we get along. There's no competition between the two of us. It always seems like with divas, there's always a little bit of competition. Even when you're friends, they have a little bit of competition.
Yeah, but there is only one
Definitely.
spot, so we're all trying
True.
to get it.
Yeah, just one spot on TV. I mean, the guys, they get like 7 matches on TV. So there's, more opportunity to get that match. But with the divas, there's just one.
You know, the only difference between Summer Rae and Eva Marie, at least as Total Divas is concerned, is that Eva Marie was on Season 1. So, the people that watched E, Dave and I were religious followers. We're big fans of the show.
Thank you.
So, we know all about Eva Marie. We know about Summer Rae as pro wrestling fans watching WWE, but we don't know about her personality and really what
Right.
she's all about in your realm. So, what was interesting to me about Season 1 is how much Eva Marie tried to stir things up. I mean, I think you guys realize it's not a competition. She's not going to take your spot. I don't think there's any way anybody can really take the Bella spot.
Aw,
but,
thank you.
and especially, we could talk about from a wrestling standpoint, but that's a different story. But she seems to just be this firecracker and spark plug. But then we learned at the end of the season that she does have a little bit of emotion, and she had that whole engagement that was an issue. So, Eva Marie is a real enigma. So I'm interested to see what happens with her this year.
Yeah, and
definitely.
you actually you'll see a lot from her this season, and there's some surprises in there. And I think the thing that's great about Total Divas is you know all of us now from Season 1, so I think it'll be interesting for the E audience and also the WWE universe to see Summer Rae and who she really is, and kind of how she's a little bit like her character, but at the same time she's really different from her Summer Rae dancing character. So that'll be interesting. But it's funny because Summer Rae brought out a side in me, which you'll see this season that like no one's ever seen before. Like no
She
one's
got
ever made
angry.
me so mad before. And I was kind of mad that I got there, but I did, and the cameras were on.
Oh,
so it happens.
when it deals with your boo-boo,
That's right.
Ooh.
that's what happens.
Yeah.
So, but it's
We have a
interesting.
crush on your boo-boo, too.
Aw, thank you.
Different kind of crush, but...
Yeah, he's amazing.
He is.
I hate Eva Marie.
Thank
Now, was that the plan? Was for us to hate Eva Marie? Because after watching Season 1, I despised the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think too is like, we film, we give so much footage, like they're constantly filming us. They'll edit it how they want to, but also you can't. They don't force words in your mouth.
Well, this is
So
my
you,
thing.
You say whatever you want to say. So she buried herself a big grave.
There's some women that choose to be a certain way in business, and they either want to be the professional, this is how I make it to the top way, or there's the ones that want to cut corners and bring people down and stab them in the back. And Eva works more in that way, and that's what people didn't like about her. And then you saw Eva, the girl outside of work with her fiance, was someone different. So I feel like sometimes work makes these women different. where Natty, like, you felt bad for her because Natty does it the right way. She just works hard and is waiting for that one open spot. Bree and I are the same. So, that's how women are. You see their true colors when you put them in a working environment.
But it also seemed that Eva Marie failed. She failed in the ring. They had her be a ring announcer, and she failed. And she
Ginger
blamed,
Mahal.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God, how amazing was that?
God.
But the thing about it is that she blamed everyone but herself.
Right.
Like, as soon as the camera was on her after all those mistakes, she blamed everyone but her.
I agree with that.
Is that happen in season 2 as well?
Oh, well,
Actually,
tease a little bit.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah?
It kind of, you'll have to tune in, but there's a few moments that does happen.
Were you guys surprised? I mean, I know you guys have a lot of confidence, and rightfully so, but were you surprised of the reaction and how well the show was received in season 1?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming, and it was so exciting, but I didn't think it was going to be that many viewers so quick and then keep growing and growing every week. So, I was beyond happy, but I did not expect it.
Well, and I'll be honest, too, because Bryan and I were talking, and when they both wanted us on the show, Bryan and I kind of were like, we don't know if we're really entertaining. Like, if people will watch us and be like, oh, this is interesting, or what am I watching? So we were kind of like, oh, wow, people like it, because we're really not dramatic people, and we're more quiet.
You're not like your sister.
Exactly. I'm the
Dramatic.
complete opposite.
I'm just outgoing.
But I think having me on there balanced, like my sister and certain things. But
okay,
I
Mother
was
Teresa. Like, come on.
What I'm saying is that it's nice to see all the different personalities, and I was nervous at first, but all the different personalities I think made the show work.
Well, you're right, because Daniel Bryan's way too vanilla. He'll never be the face of the company. He'll never get a championship match at WrestleMania. Those things will never happen with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly.
No, I was saying earlier, I'm like, it kills me when I would hear all those things and stuff, because I look at him completely different. Like, to me, he's the most handsome man in the world.
I disagree.
But he's nothing like a goat face. But you know what? I think it's awesome because now he'll get his, revenge at WrestleMania, and I'm so happy that he's taking on Triple H, and hopefully he beats him so he can continue on and get that WWE World Heavyweight title.
Do you and Bryan realize, how much the fan base loves him? Because when you take a look back at how this whole thing has happened, Dave and I had the conversation on our Wednesday show that, as much as we talk about planning and scripting, there's not a whole lot of this that could have been planned. I mean, we talked about so many different instances where, the plan was going in a different direction, and now here we are. Match versus Triple H, potentially in the World WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. The guy might be more popular than your guy, which we'll get to in a second, it's really unbelievable. I mean, what are the conversations between you guys?
Definitely, WWE didn't pick Bryan. The fans picked Bryan. The universe, WWE Universe picked him. And I think that's why this story and everything, it's been organic. Like, this has been, I feel like, in a very long time, the first very organic story to happen. And it's because the WWE Universe was like, you all might say no, but we're not. We're saying yes because this guy's the guy. And that's what Bryan, I think, when we talk about it, he's appreciated the most that he didn't need suit and ties to pick him. He had what he is and what he's always loved is he's had the fans. And so he's just so humble. So, like, I'll be like, Bryan, oh my gosh, like, seeing the Yes movement, like, all the fans in there united with him.
Humble.
That was amazing.
He came back and I go, that's the most inspiring, crazy, insane thing I ever saw. And he just smiled and he's like, I know, wasn't it neat? Like, so nice and simple.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He's so like
it was
that.
more than neat. It was like crazy.
But I feel like it's given him this confidence that he doesn't even realize. Like, just because how well I've known him because of being Bree's fiance and watching this movement be created by the fans, I've just seen this unbelievable confidence in Bryan. And it's like, even when I know he gets the mic and is going to cut a promo, like, I rush to the TV because even to see him grow on the mic, and he's just now so natural and organic, and I feel the fire and the passion, and I just love it.
But I think the greatest thing, too, is Bryan is so humble, and he appreciates everything. And I think it's just inspiring for, like, the NXT talent who's coming up, and for even us talent who are there for, even if you're not picked, you could still, work hard to get the fans, because the fans, if they want to pick you, they will. And so I think he's been a great story for that.
I agree.
But he has set goals, because Doug and I sat down with him just before WrestleMania 28, and I told him, hey, you made that jump from Ring of Honor to the WWE.
Right.
Now you're at WrestleMania. Is there some satisfaction to that? And he was quick to say no, because he wants the main event WrestleMania. You know, he may have that chance at WrestleMania 30. So, I mean, you talk about being humble, but that guy has set some goals for himself.
Oh, no, he does. And Bryan's very determined, which I love. And because he's like my personal coach. Like, you have to see, he sends me like all this footage constantly. Like, you need to watch this match and this. And then we're going to learn this week, because he gets me in the ring. We're in the ring all the time. And that's, I think, why my ring ability grew is because of him. But when he's determined and he has something in his head, he goes after it. But he does it in the quietest way, where you're like you just, it's crazy.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed your guys' training video, that show where you guys were in there working out together, and that actually turned out to be a tough episode for both of you, especially you, because his time is being taken away now, and now
Completely.
it's got to be even more so now. I mean, to us. To the fans, he's the face of the company right now. So he's in the John Cena role where he's having a lot of his time taken away. Now, what's interesting to me, though, you're getting married. Trinity is getting married. Obviously, we know time is a situation. That's why you got to watch Total Divas, which premieres Sunday, E! Network, 9 p.m. Eastern, Season 2. Even Marie wants to get married, and she has her own situation. Now we look at Nikki, and that's where it's a tough scenario. I feel for you, because we watch this show, and it's like, my wife was saying, boy, I feel for Nikki Bella. It's like, what is this Cena guy doing to her, and why is she sticking around? Like, it's tugging at our heartstrings, honestly.
Right. It truly is. And, I definitely needed time to think and see in my life, can I have John in it or not in it? And the one thing I'll say is John is one of the most amazing men I've ever met in my life. He treats me like a queen. He's extremely sincere and thoughtful. And I just have never met anyone like him. And he honestly makes me incredibly happy, like the happiest ever. And one thing that I've always wanted since I've been a little girl is I want to be a wife and I want to be a mother. And it was very hard to look at the man of my dreams, like literally look at my soulmate and hear him say he doesn't want marriage or kids. And that's when I had to step back and realize, okay, am I ever going to find love like this again? Or am I going to go try to find something and then never find it and miss out on the greatest love of my life? So these are all questions that I've been asking myself, and had to go to San Diego for a little bit to see, okay, Nicole, what's your decision? What are you going to do? And episode 1 and 2, you will see what I decide, and you'll see how I ended up feeling. But it's tough. I mean, I visualize him and being a groom and being the bride walking up to him.
You're there. I mean, from a guy's standpoint, watching you in the little nurse's outfit, I can't lie. That's why we watch you.
I watched it a few times.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wanted to make him better.
Yeah, for all the things you did to help him recuperate from what looked like a catastrophic elbow injury in there, and then I'm thinking, that guy's back in the ring in a month. He's freaking superhuman. I don't, the guy's a cyborg. But
I agree.
But you gotta also say, you know what? He's not doing Nikki right. You've been very upfront with him, even to the point where he's telling you, move your wine glass from my granite countertop. I think John Cena could get another granite countertop.
That bastard. That's oh my gosh! I'm in the Catholic. I gotta bless myself. What the hell am I doing? But Doug makes a great point, because this is something that's so personal between the two of you. The camera's in your face. The
hard.
whole world is watching this.
Yeah.
I'm watching with popcorn on a Sunday at 9 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, how difficult is that?
It's extremely difficult. And, the reason why the season finale was to be continued is when we got in that argument, I walked away and I locked myself in my dressing room. And they were trying to get back in the room, and I was like, no, I'm done. And John was like, okay, guys, you really need to leave. Like, the cameras had to leave. Like, I did not want to come out. Like, it was to a point where I'm like, it's hard on me, because this I'm going through this, and now the world knows, and I'm very prideful in some ways, and here, like, everything's on the table, and already doing my dad's situation was really tough. Like, I couldn't sleep a week knowing that I was going to see my dad for the first time in years on camera. Like, that was the first time I had saw him, and I had anxiety. And so it's really tough. And to rewatch it, oh my gosh,
That is
like
hard to believe.
rewatching it, especially because doing the media for season 2 and seeing that, it makes me be like, oh, like I get angry. I want to like go like eat chocolate and punch a punching bag, but it's difficult. I'm such a believer that, you know, only time can tell, and I'm hoping that maybe damage that was done to him in the past, maybe he could heal. I guess I'm just a woman of hope, and maybe some people are going to think I'm silly or stupid.
No,
but-
I mean, we're saying with Daniel Bryan, you have your goals too. I'm
Exactly.
sure you want to be a wife and you want to have children. You shouldn't have to give up on your goals either.
Right, I agree.
You know, I go back to the very beginning of season 1, and it really started with WrestleMania 29 and you guys getting cut from the show. You know, it was supposed to be, I believe, a mixed gender tag team match,
Yes.
which would have been interesting. It would actually have been Funkadactyls versus you guys. Who
Right.
cares about the guys?
Right.
And now we flash forward and look, we're back around, you know, WrestleMania time. And, you know, I think the best question is how jacked would you guys be to get that nod at WrestleMania 30? And how big a goal is that right now for you
It's a
guys?
huge goal for Nikki and I because we actually, I mean, we were in we got to do the Battle Royale at WrestleMania 25. And then from there on, we were either in a little pre-tape or we were part of like Team Teddy, Team Johnny. But we've always wanted to get into the ring and really have a match at WrestleMania. That's like been our goal. And we try so hard every year. And then last year we were so excited. And to be right behind the curtain expecting to go out and then all of a sudden say, sorry, you're cut. Like it was, my heart
I went
and
into
stomach
shock.
has never felt that horrible. And then knowing we're coming out of there and the cameras were going to be right there, you just
I
we're
feel like I was doing the
"Please,
walk of
guys,"
shame.
but
I was like, this
we
is
signed
the
up
worst.
for it. Yeah.
I like my top hat on because, you know, we're New York. Bree and I want to do
Yeah.
a Frank Sinatra fill, and I have a cane. I got my bow tie, my hat on, and I'm just like, oh, this is so embarrassing.
But for her and I, we said we could either soak about this or tomorrow's a new day. We're going to step it up and let WWE know, like, hey, we deserve it and we're going to get better and you're not going to stop us. So we're hoping like how hard we've been working. And even when Nikki got injured, I'm like, I got to step it up for the Bella Twins, you know? And
you did.
I did.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you. I
did.
felt like I did. And I feel like our time is going to come at WrestleMania 30 and we're hoping, and we haven't heard anything yet, but we feel like
hope.
it will.
I truly, truly hope.
You know, we're hoping too. With Total Divas, and I didn't think this was going to happen, to be quite honest with you. I wasn't sure what the ratings were going to be like, what kind of audience you would bring in. But I think that you've brought in an audience to watch WWE program. I'm sure you know, a lot of WWE fans are watching Total Divas. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
But I think you've brought some fans to the WWE product as well.
Definitely.
Totally. At WWE Live on the weekends, we could not believe how many Total Diva fans want to see what wrestling's about. Like, we'll get so many Total Diva fans in there, and because we'll see them Instagram us or tweet us, but they're
Yeah.
like, wow, we didn't even know this existed. Like, this was so much fun.
Yeah, it's cool because social media has really let us see what Total Diva fans are tuning into wrestling for the first time and attending events. And I love it because it's always, their signs are always the ones that are John Cena, marry Nikki, and like very like personal. And I'm like, oh, there's the Total Diva fans. But yeah, we've gotten like tweets and Instagrams from girls that literally heard we were in town and go, we got to see what the Bell Twins really do, and have showed up to wrestling events first time ever.
When we did Madison Square Garden around Christmas time, we did the VIP experience, and there was a group of mothers, and they literally bought a ticket to come see the show because of us. They weren't interested in wrestling; they just really wanted to meet us, and it was so neat. But they stayed for the show, and then we were seeing on social media. But they loved the show, and literally it was a group of wives who just all came and like made it a fun night. And so it's been awesome to see the mothers, the wives, the young girls who are now wrestling fans.
What I think is great too for me and Dave, for people that cover pro wrestling, watching the growth of the Bellas in the ring has also been quite a revelation. And as you said, it kind of started, to me, at least us noticing, with you getting hurt,
Right.
Nikki, and with Bree stepping up and getting into, you know, a top flight program, multiple top flight programs, even working with Natty and you know, seeing your development. And now that you've been back, I'm impressed with you too. By the way,
Thank you.
what's the finishing move? What, do you have a name for it when you put the?
yeah.
You
The
get the
Nikki
girl,
Rack Attack.
I was gonna say something as far as
Unbelievable.
wow, yeah.
I know Jerry Lawler has a lot of fun with that one.
I didn't want to throw rack out there, but it is. It's part
the
torture
torture
rack,
rack,
and then you
yeah.
drop them. what I'm interested in is who's going to take AJ Lee out first. I mean, somebody's got to,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
I'm truly hoping it's me. I just keep getting stronger every day, and I mean that's my goal. Like honestly, I want to take her out. I want to end this long reign she's had, and I want to start, Nikki's new reign.
Yeah.
I have been lucky enough to be Divas champion once, but that was for a week, and I need to expand more than a week.
Well, and I think Nikki and I, either of us, like we both really want the Divas championship. And we know that, there's only one, but whoever gets it. But we just hope it is a Bella that can take her out.
Yes.
Because I even have revenge because, I thought I went really hard at it with her and I almost got there. But unfortunately,
my goal, I keep, and I do have to say my shin injury was definitely a blessing in disguise, which I never thought I'd say. For Bree, who stepped it up, and then for myself, John happened to be injured the same time. So I was rehabbing with him, and I saw how Superman heals in a month. And I was like, how do you do it? Like,
Super
even
Cena.
how he was bending his
Super Cena.
elbow, it's crazy. And he had stitches in it. I go, I don't think you could do that. And he goes, yes, I can. If I can like this, then it can do it. I'm like, what the heck? And so he would have me go in with him. And so when he's in there for 4 hours, I was in there for 4 hours. But it helped me get a lot stronger. And then he was weightlifting, so I started weightlifting with him. And now I've become 100% addicted to it, and it's made me so much more stronger in the ring. And then he's helped me with my psychology. And so that's what's really has made me stronger. And now I have a goal. I've been push pressing, and I'm going to get like Beth Phoenix one day. I'm going to be putting those girls over my head. That's
Let's
my
not go
goal.
crazy now.
Well, and I think Nikki and I, the biggest thing for us is that we're all about perception, but we never believe that you have to express it in words. We'll never sit in an interview and tell you to like us or tell you that we're great. Her and I always believe it's your actions. And the great thing about us is we have grown up in WWE. Like, they took us when we were green and inexperienced, and we have, worked really hard. And I think our hard work is really paying off now. Because if anyone says it takes only 2 years to be great, no. Like, we're still learning. It takes a long time, and we're finally getting to that point. But our perception is just keep watching our actions, because we'll never let the WWE universe down.
All right, last thing from me. What's the one thing that fans are going to be shocked about for season 2 of Total Divas?
If John proposes,
That would be shocking.
That would be a shock.
There's actually a couple things with Nikki. People are going to be like, what? That are kind of like the brakes go on. Like, I can't believe it.
But yeah.
And then with me, you'll see me, which I think everyone got a little taste in the teaser, seeing me telling off Summer. But I don't think people understand how good I am at telling people off. And you get to see that, and I think it'll shock people like, wow, Bree is like that. But, and from other castmates, there's a couple stuff that happened that even got, like, my mouth dropped.
Yeah.
Can Doug and I be in season 3?
Yes.
Yes.
We're not bad looking. Well, I'm better looking than him, but
We can do.
I beg to differ.
We'll do
but
like
go ahead,
a
that's
mixed gender tag.
fine. I'm into mixed
right?
gender. That's fine.
How about this?
All right, I'm listening.
So how about it's us two, and if John and I make it, it'll be us two, John and Bryan, versus you two, and then what two divas do you want?
oh boy. Okay, let's think about this. Do we want the classic wrestling diva? Do we want Natty?
Yeah, we
Natty
have
would
to
make
take
that's a
Natty.
smart one.
Yeah,
And I'll
we
tell
have
you
to take
what,
Natty.
Trinity is an incredible athlete. I think
Yeah.
we'd take Natty and Trinity.
There you go.
Okay,
There you
Book
go.
it.
Try-
Book
we'll-
it.
we'll try to get
WrestleMania 31. Love
There
it.
you go.
Love it.
Love it. Yeah, San Fran. Can't
There you
wait.
go.
It'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
amazing.
look at that.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I mean, you guys are always so gracious with your time. We are obviously huge fans of Total Divas.
Yay.
Premiering Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. E-Network will obviously be locked in DVR so we can watch it a second and third time. And obviously, WrestleMania 30, we're going to look out for you guys in the ring because we want to see it.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you so much.
The
Thanks for the
Bella
time.
Twins.
The Bella Twins.
The two and only Bella Twins.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like that.